One of the issues on which the new United States administration, already headed by Donald Trump, will focus its efforts is migration. The president himself made it clear this Monday in his first speech as president, in which he advanced the executive orders that he signed later, with one of the dozens of presidential orders that he signed in the afternoon in the Oval Office. The Republican declared a national emergency for the border between the United States and Mexico. In his attempt to reduce the entry of foreigners into the country, it will allow him to seal the border and also allocate more funds to the mass deportation that he has been promising for months. 1. Reinstatement of the stay in Mexico and measures against sanctuaries for migrants. With his executive orders, Trump intends to restore the controversial stay in Mexico policy to end the practice known as catch and release, carried out by the previous administration. Officially called the Migrant Protection Protocols, the policy was in effect during his previous term, until it was suspended in 2022. Under it, asylum seekers arriving at the southern border of the United States were sent to Mexico while they waited for the resolution of their cases in U.S. immigration courts. The program then affected 75,000 migrants trying to reach the United States. Shortly after the inauguration, U.S. border authorities said they had closed the outgoing president's legal entry program, known as CBP-1, which had allowed hundreds of thousands to enter by making an appointment on an app. 2. Militarization of the border and construction of the wall. I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country, Trump proclaimed this Monday during his first speech as U.S. president. According to the White House, border security will be considered a matter of national security, and the armed forces, including the National Guard, will be involved. It was not specified how many and to what exact points these troops will be assigned. 2. Militarization of the border and construction of the wall. I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country, Trump proclaimed this Monday during his first speech as U.S. president. According to the White House, border security will be considered a matter of national security, and the armed forces, including the National Guard, will be involved. It was not specified how many and to what exact points these troops will be assigned. 4. Suspension of refugee resettlement. Another of the executive orders signed by Trump this Monday contemplates the suspension of refugee resettlement for 4 months. Although its details have not yet been made public, the previous government had expanded the reception of refugees to more than 100,000 per year. 5. Declaration of terrorist organizations. Since his previous term, the Republican usually associates migration with the increase in crime in the United States. Along these lines, in addition to sealing the border, Trump announced that he will begin the process to designate the Mexican drug trafficking cartels and the Uruguay Train, a gang that emerged in a prison in Venezuela and with a presence in other Latin American countries, as terrorist organizations. The measure is observed with fear from Mexico City, since it is interpreted that it could open the door to an eventual U.S. military intervention in Mexican territory. 6. Death penalty for migrants. Trump also plans to reinstate the death penalty at the federal level, whose moratorium was imposed under Biden. The Justice Department will pursue the death penalty as the appropriate punishment for heinous crimes against humanity, including for those who kill law enforcement officers, and for illegal immigrants who maim and murder Americans, the White House said in a statement this Monday. In 2021, then Attorney General Merrick Garland declared a moratorium on federal executions, while the Department of Justice reviewed relevant procedures.